If you want to succeed, you have to sacrifice everything.
Your partner should make the world feel vast.
I don't know if you've ever had like a colleague at work and like sometimes you sit next to them every single day and you kind of want to kill them because it's you.
Yes.
Welcome to our channel. I'm Eden. This is Penelope. Today we're going to be covering
relationships and business.
Relationships and business.
So if you don't know who we are, as Eden just said, Eden and Penelope, but also known as Boring Studios. About a year and a half ago, we quit our jobs, started a branding business together, and now it's kind of evolved into a resources for creatives. We started sharing our knowledge and sharing our resources to creatives, and everyone responded really well, so now it's kind of what we do.
I think that's pretty accurate, yeah.
So today we're going to be interviewing each other about our business and about our relationship.
We also have a little Q&A that we asked our followers on Instagram that we're going to cover some of their questions as well.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Alright, first question. How do you choose the right partner if you want to have a successful career?
Your partner should always celebrate your successes and should always kind of be your number one fan. I think is probably the most important factor for choosing a partner in business and also in just in general. If you have an idea or if you have something that you want to do, your partner should be your number one fan. They should be the first person watching your videos, the first person reading your work, looking at what you're doing and giving you feedback on that. It should always be a partner. We actually came up with a really funny test the other day. I did, and I was like, it's a funny idea for a TikTok video.
Was I there for it?
I always say to Eden like the craziest things. Like the other day I was like, I want to be a pop star. And Eden's like, let's make it happen, like let's get it done. And I think that's a really fun way to test, not to test your partner, but to test your partner to see if they are your number one fan. Go up to them and be like, I want to be an astronaut, I want to do this, I want to start this, and just kind of see their reaction and if they're going to be supportive of it or if they're like, you can't do that, that's so stupid. That's kind of it's a really good indication of if that's a good partner for you to start a business with or even just to be with.
On the back of Pen's answer, I think if you tell them something you're excited about or some good news and they are not supportive of you and they're like, whatever, like
jealous.
back it away or jealous, or at the end of the day, you two want to be... On the back of Pen's answer, I think if you tell some exciting news and the partner gets jealous or they're not supportive, probably a bit of a telltale sign. Because at the end of the day, if you want this partner forever, you're both going to be working towards the same goal. You're both putting all your eggs in the same basket. Like, it's not about who has the most eggs. But if you see yourself as a team, and two people can probably do a lot more than one person, especially if you're going towards the same goal. So choose your partner with your goals in mind.
Yes, but also in saying that, choose a partner that's not jealous of you and is not insecure. I think that's a really good thing. What's one thing you appreciate about the way we work together?
I always say we fail fast, and I think the reason we fail fast is that we give each other effective, sometimes harsh feedback. Sometimes I'll have an idea and it's like I'm like a bit, delusional. I'm like, that's such a good idea. And Penner's like, it's not going to work. I'm sorry, but like, love you, but I can see where this is going and it's just not going to work out. And I think I'll do the same. I'll be like, all right, what are you doing? It's time to like get shit done. Yeah. So I think we're blunt, but also we never like are angry at each other. It's not like after I tell you something or after you tell me something, I go and cry in the corner. It's like, all right, fair enough. And then we move on.
I also think when we both have an idea, we'll still kind of humor each other. Even if we know it's a shit idea, we're like, all right, well, how can we make that better, or how can we actually make that happen? We'll try things. We like to try things. I think that's a good something I appreciate about how we work together. It's no idea is going to go untried.
No.
We're like the try guys, but for business.
The try couple. Day in the life of a piece of toast.
Yeah, that was literally your idea this morning. It was like, day in the life of a toaster. I'm like, all right, should we try it? That's fun.
There's a lot of ideas going around, but not many of them surface. All right, next question. How do you balance our relationship and work life?
We have two different modes. We have personal mode and we have business mode, and we don't really let them interject. We try to keep them really separate. We make sure that we put time into our relationship, and we also make sure that we put time into our business, but we don't overlap them. In
saying that, given the nature of our life at the moment, we're pretty much traveling the world full time, and we have a business together and we spend 24/7 together. It's hard. It's definitely hard to separate the two. We do some things like have date nights or have specific times where we're working to try and split it up a bit.
Even though I said it's not intertwined, it's very intertwined.
Just enjoy what you're doing though. Like, if you know what they say, love what you do and you'll never work a day in your life. It's like, it's pretty accurate.
And if you can find someone to do it with, that's even better.
Yeah, compounding. This coffee's so good. Hazelnut, sugar-free.
How has our vision for life changed since starting our business?
It just gets bigger and bigger. I think initially, when we first started Boring, we had not much money in the bank. We just quit our jobs. All we were thinking about is like trying to survive off that business. And now like a year and a half on, we have plans of like having an art gallery or like living this massive life in America. The more we do and the more our business progresses, the bigger our goals become. Next question, in what ways do you think our business has strengthened our relationship?
I think it's a good question because when we were thinking about starting a business, we were only maybe like 6 months into our relationship. So we were so fresh and it was already feeling like such a fun, fresh, fruity relationship. And so I was really scared. I was like, oh, are we gonna ruin this? And I made you promise that it wouldn't ruin our relationship. And I really think it has strengthened our relationship so much more than I thought it would.
I agree too. There's so much information and people that have had bad experiences that you think maybe that's what's going to happen. You see couples that work online, then maybe they break up or they have a bad relationship or whatever happens, and it just puts this negative blanket across the whole, like having a business with your partner. Not everyone's the same. Don't take a random person's opinion or experience as set in stone.
Yeah, but I think it's strengthened our relationship in ways because you learn so much about each other. In a business sense, you learn like a different side of someone that you might not see in a relationship usually, which is really cool. You're like, whoa, you're really like motivated, you're really driven, you're really hardworking, which you might not notice if you don't work with your partner.
It makes me think like people who don't work with their partner, like say they go to work, they like work to the bone, then they come home and they have to be like all family or like, you know, nice. Like you don't see them how like hard they hustle or like how
or if they're yelling at their employees.
Or if they're like the worst person ever. Like you kind of only know half the person. Funny. It's kind of like the TV show Severance.
Yeah.
Watch it, really good.
What excites you the most about our future, both in life and business?
Right this instance, having a house. I know it's so random because we've been traveling for like 6 months. I just can't wait to have a house. But also with that, it means like we get to have our like nice little space where we get to hang out, and then eventually have little chickens running around, maybe have a little dog. I just think there's so much we can do in the future, and it's so exciting. I just have such big like vision for our lives. Like it used to be so small, but like there's just nothing stopping you in this world from doing whatever you want, you know?
Yeah.
I seriously can't wait to have my own couch though. When we weren't traveling, all we wanted to do was travel, and when you're traveling, all you want to do is have like this place where you can just consistently do the same thing every day. So random. Next question, what's a lesson we've learned together that you're most proud of?
One that stands out, probably when we very first started our branding business and we had our very first client meeting. And we were both so scared about selling our services because it was something we'd never done before. We'd never done sales. We'd always done the work, but never the selling part. Overcoming that together was really, really cool. Like I remember that day so well. We were both so scared and we were both like pumping each other up. Like, you can do it, you can do it. And then we're sitting in this meeting. You know, if one of us had trailed off or something, the other one would step in or pick up where we'd kind of fallen off or gotten scared or whatever. And we landed that 20k client in like the first week of business. Like we sold it, and it was a skill that we just did not have, but
so random.
We delusioned each other into thinking that we could do it, and we did do it.
It really was random, wasn't it?
If you could give one piece of advice to other couples working together, what would it be?
This is only something we've started to implement recently. Having times when you work separately, but on the business, works really well. So I think for probably the first like year and a half, we like always worked next to each other. And I don't know if you've ever had like a colleague at work and like sometimes you sit next to them every single day and you kind of want to kill them. If you like literally just separate yourself, even a separate desk, or like if you're working in a cafe, work on a different table, or work in a different room if you're working from home, you come back after working separately and you get to like talk about what you've been working on, and you're like, what's been happening, you know, have you eaten? Because I'm hungry, sort of stuff.
We always just meet up for lunch.
Even like if you were sitting next to like your siblings or I don't know, your best friend in the world, if you sat next to them every day for like 18 months, you're probably going to be like, all right, give me some fresh air.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be like, why are you swallowing? Like, you know, you don't want to get to that, but you want to have your time apart and then come back together and be like, yeah, you know what, that's pretty cool what you've been doing.
Definitely.
And also you'll probably be more productive.
I also think if you are a couple in business, make sure that you have your own time in general. I think that's really important. That's something that we also implement. You have your free days or you have your free hours. And even if that's just
3 minutes.
We did that the other day though, because we both wanted to work on creative stuff separately.
Yes.
but we both wanted to stay home. So we literally just headphones in, did not speak for like 4 hours, and it
was really good.
It was so lush.
Yeah, it was really nice.
So make sure you keep your separate activities.
Yes.
And then come back and show each other your creative work.
Yeah.
That was really fun that day.
I put up a question on Instagram yesterday, seeing if anyone had questions about relationships, business, and we're going to answer them. But just keep in mind, we're not experts or like relationship gurus. We're just a couple that has a business together. So
We're just some people.
this is from George. What's one thing you had to give up in order to succeed? Maybe something you're struggling with. We had to give up literally everything in order to succeed. I think for 12 months we did nothing but tried to build Boyne to be a successful business. We didn't eat out. Well, actually, we ate out. We had KFC once a week because life was so intense. We had to have that KFC.
Friday night KFC.
But like, we didn't go out for nice dinners. We literally didn't do anything. We went so far as like cancel all our subscriptions. Got the Netflix that has like ads. Like, you literally, if you want to succeed, you have to sacrifice everything. It's only probably for 12 months. If you just do the same thing as everyone else is doing, you know, buying clothes every week, going to get takeout, having drinks with your buddies, you're going to have the same result as all of them. But if you sacrifice all these things that people are unwilling to, you're going to have a far different outcome to them.
And it was just 12 months. Honestly, we did it for 12 months. And now we started to buy clothes again. We started to do things again.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But I think other than material things, the things you have to give up, I think there's a really good quote. To say hello to the life that you want, you have to say goodbye to the life that you have. So that also means like cutting out people that are not helping you succeed and people who are not supportive, whether it's friends, family, your environment, your city, whatever it is, you kind of need to get rid of it all. Like, when Ian said everything, it literally means everything.
You also asked, is it something that we're struggling with? And I actually think everything that we did sacrifice has made us better today.
Definitely.
It's not something that I'm like, oh no, like, I wish we still had those relationships with those people, or I wish we still bought those things or went out for those dinners. And like, all that stuff is from our past life. We're in this new life now.
I think it was a struggle to begin with, absolutely. It was something I struggled with. I'm a pretty extroverted person, so saying goodbye to weekends with my friends and doing things was actually quite hard, but now I don't remember that pain. How do the ups and downs of your relationship, example, fights, affect your work life and vice versa? I hate to say it, I hate to be the one to tell you, but I don't think we've had many fights in our life. I think the extent of our fights is from one of four things, right? And it'll be a very small bicker. We're hungry, we need to go to the gym, we need some like alone time, or we need some time together. So, time together. And I think once you answer one of those four things, there's no fights. But I don't think our ups and downs really affect the business. I think if we're in a bad mood and we need to take a day off, we take the day off.
And also, if there's something that has to be done in the business and, you know, we're maybe not in 100% mindset, but we know it has to be done, like, it doesn't matter. It's getting done.
Yes.
Like, the business comes first. Maybe we'll have something, but we can, like, you know, sort it out later, you know? But except for food. Let's get food first and then sort the business out.
Yes.
Food, honestly, being hungry is the number one thing.
No, we
I think that would like put us in a state of, you know, fight or flight.
You're like, this sucks. Whatever you're making sucks.
And then you eat and it's fine.
If you're having ups and downs, you need to communicate them. Like, if I'm in a bad mood, I'll say to Eden, I'm like, I'm cranky, I'm not doing this right now. I'm going to go and do something else, or I'm going to take the day off. You need to really understand yourself and your partner to avoid ups and downs.
Yeah, and
to avoid downs.
If I was like to Pen, you got to write these 10 emails, and Pen's like, nah, I don't feel like to say. And I'm like, no, like whipping her. I'm like, no, you have to write them now. Like, how is that going to benefit our business in the long run?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
she's going to hate it. I'm going to hate it. We don't actually have a whip, but like,
I was gonna say, I don't think that happens though. If we're like, oh, we need to do something, I'm like, yeah. I'm not gonna,
no, but like,
we're not gonna do it.
No, but sometimes like you'll do something, you'll be like, oh, I've had enough of this. Like,
yeah, totally.
You just get bored of stuff. Like, everyone gets bored of stuff.
Yeah.
You can move on. Do you work together on one thing or just different, but for the common goal? Great question, Nick. We both work on different things in the business. I do primarily all of the design work. Pen does a lot more of the writing and the strategy, but a lot of the work we do does overlap. Like, we both make content. We both make videos. We both do writing pieces. Me less so, obviously, because Pen's the writer. But like, when we created all our products, like, I did the design part, Pen did the copy part. Our skills complement each other. We don't have the exact same skill set. Like, Pen, skill set. We don't have the exact same skill set.
Skillet.
We have different skill sets. So Pen's obviously a writer by trade, by school, whatever. And I'm a designer. So we just fit in the cracks. But when it comes to like the overall strategy and the vision and the mission of the business, we have the same goal. So we're working towards the same outcome.
Marcus, do you have any rules? I think our rules are kind of communicate what you want. Don't be a little silky baby.
I actually have that on our wall as our Boring Studios called principles.
Got principles.
Don't be a silky baby.
Kind of be assertive with what you want and what you need. There's no point beating around the bush. I think just knowing your partner is really, really, really important. I think that's the one key takeaway that you can take from this is understanding your partner and understanding what they need, but also speaking up when you need something and when you want something.
Don't just crack it and like go still be like, oh, I hate her. She sucks.
Yeah,
Like,
and if you have a partner like that,
not it, buddy. Not it. You said before everyone's worried about bringing their personal life into their business life. I think if you're not comfortable mixing your business and your personal life as a couple, then maybe you need to reconsider if this is the right direction for you, because literally just by nature and because you spend probably a lot of time together, the two are going to mix. So if you're not comfortable having that seep through between the two, then maybe reconsider. It's from Alex.
Alex,
With a K. How do you balance being professional in your business together? The funny thing, Alex, is that we're actually not very professional. You see like businessmen or businesswomen on TV, not us. Like we wear whatever we want all the time. We have very little professionalism within our business. Like you don't have to have a business like that. Like it's your life. If you want to just talk in skibbity toilets and, you know, not have to be a professional, you don't have to be. Like just make sure whatever you're selling, product or service, is good and the client or the customer's happy.
totally. In saying that, on the back of that, when we first started, we tried to be a bit more professional, and we tried to have all of these rules of how to speak and how to act, and it was pretty draining, to be honest, not being yourself. And then when we started wearing our own clothes, speaking how we wanted to speak, doing what we wanted to do, that was kind of when we saw our business kind of the trajectory grow. I think you also maybe meet...
Skibbity. How to keep it going when you break up.
In brackets, we broke up. I'm sorry.
Sorry about this. If your relationship is over and it needs to be over, separate it. Don't try and keep it going with the business, because you're probably going to end up hating each other more.
Don't do that.
Stuff's going to go wrong and you're probably going to end up firebombing someone's house.
Totally. But understand that you can do it on your own as well. Definitely, if you're driven and you're motivated and you've got that skill set, go and get them, babe. How to know that I'm ready for freelance as a newbie? You'll never know. You'll never know. Just go and try it out, but don't give up.
You're only going to regret not having a go. If you have a go, you fail, at least you know that you had a go. But if you don't have a go, you're like, oh, what if? You know, you go, what if I had been a freelancer?
And don't half-ass it, you know? Don't say you're going to do freelancing and then don't put any work in. And then be like, oh, I failed. You failed because you didn't try hard enough.
You gave up. It's not meant to be easy.
No.
Otherwise everyone would do it.
Exactly. It's a little summary. So I think if you're going to go into business with your partner, or even if you're just trying to find the right partner, one thing you should take away is that your partner should make the world feel vast. You should feel like there's endless opportunities and there's just an endless world. Whereas if your partner's probably not right for you, they're going to make your world feel small, and you're going to feel like there is no growth and there is no opportunity.
Your partner should make your life fun as well. You're spending a majority of your life with this person. If you're not having the best time of your life, then like go find someone else. There's nothing tying you down, I hope, to this person. So like choose wisely and choose someone you want to spend your time with, or just don't spend it with anyone. There's no pressure. You don't have to do what everyone else is doing if everyone else is doing that.
Totally. I also think if you're going into business by yourself, make sure that you have a supportive partner.
Yes.
Even if that partner is not going into business with you. You need to make sure that they're supportive and they're there and they're patient and they're kind, and yeah.
I hope you enjoyed our new camera.
Bye.
Look guys, it's you. A little quick update on our life. We're here in Busan in South Korea for another week and a half, and then we're going to Japan and we're going to have a white Christmas, so stay tuned for that.
First time seeing snow.
First time seeing snow, and then after Japan we'll give you the update. But if you like this business relationship stuff, we're thinking about leaning into it more. So if you like it, tell us, give us a like or comment Eden is cool, Penelope sucks. That would be really helpful.
Whoa.
And subscribe.
But if you have any other questions about business relationships, put them in. Put them in the comments.
Drop it below. And hit this one if you want to watch a previous video.
Okay.
And what's on that side? What's on your... I
don't know.
Here.
Like, subscribe.
No, subscribe. So this one, watch another video that we think is going to be really good for you.
Subscribe.
This video, and then hit that subscribe.
I think we're going to have Subway for lunch.
Oh. Subway's underrated.
We haven't had Subway in...
We can't do this.
No, we're having an outro. So we haven't had Subway
That was the outro before. This is now
okay.
an outro. Go.
An outro.
Quick, make it sharp.
Okay, so we haven't had Subway in years and years and years, maybe 5 years, 10 years, I don't know. Anyway, we had Subway yesterday. Subway is... It's pretty good.
It's really good.
And it's pretty low
Really good macros. Guys, really good macros.
Okay, bye!
Bye!